And how he hit the home run.
Yeah.
I don't have a voice left. I was screaming in the family section through the whole thing. I wish you guys could experience it. Like even the hotel after, and the fans, and the team coming in on the field was surreal, hugging people, hugging Max, hugging Bob Henley, who I broke in as a rookie, who's been in the organization for 28 years. This is my 19th year, like for all the old expos. And I mean, this is bigger than just the 25 guys that did this. This is for everybody that ever wore the Nats uniform, man. This is for everybody that ever worked in the organization to get us to this point. I saw Jason Wirth. I hugged him. I said, this is for you. I saw Johnny Gomes, who was here for a second. I said, this is for you. So, from Denard Span and Tyler Clippard and Drew Storn and all the guys that didn't get it done that got us to this point, this is for all those guys, man. This is
no doubt.
And for DC and the city, it's for everybody that's ever worn the uniform. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, no doubt.
Talk about Scherzer grinding through 5 innings. He didn't have much hit and miss stuff. They were on him, but he finds a way to get the big outs and leave all those runners on base.
A huge sack, dude. It was all about huge sack. That's all it was about. It was about reputation. And I'm Max Scherzer, and I'm better than you, even though I don't have my great stuff. And whatever he gave you after being dead 3 days ago, dead. The stories I heard is he couldn't move in the clubhouse.
Yeah,
this is stuff of legend. You talk about the bloody sock. That's like a needle going into your ankle to numb it up, and just a little like pinprick of blood getting on a white sanitary sock. Max Scherzer was laid out. He couldn't even move. From all the reports I heard, he was incapacitated and like dead on a table. And he came back like 3 days later and pitched 5 innings and gave up a couple of runs in the World Series in Game 7. This is stuff that legends are made of. Like, it wasn't the Max 10 strikeouts, no runs, dominating, but for what he went through and what he gave to his ball club, that's what legends are made of, what he did last night. Steven Strasburg the night before, legends. Davey Martinez, legends. Like, these are things that our kids are going to be talking about generations from now. So just unbelievable, you guys. Like, we're world champs. Like, yep. Let that sink in. Like what I told you last time. We buried the ghost. All the worst
Yep.
thing that can possibly happen, attitude, we're never going to win. All that's gone. This is a different time for all of us.
It's okay, FP. It's okay to cry.
Yeah, you can be emotional.
No.
All right.
I'm not crying. I have no voice. I did cry last night, though, a bunch on the field. I did. I'm not afraid to admit it. Like, I was hugging people and it was emotional, man. I know my voice sounds cracked right now. I'll cry in the parade. I think that's when I'm gonna lose it. But I lost it on the field a couple of times last night. I'm emotional to tell you, man. I got a lot of Dick Vermeil in me, man. Like, last night was special for all of us. Like, everybody that's ever done this, and we're all like on the pitcher's mound, in the middle of everything. With all the fans, there was a good 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 fans over the dugout. It was just, it was cool, man. Like, I can't even explain it. We're world champs, and there's going to be a parade on Saturday. How about that?
Awesome.
Hey, we'll see you there, FP. We've been invited again.
Somehow we got an invite. We're not sure how. FP, I wanted kind of a strategy thing that we've been kind of kicking around. I personally cannot believe that A.J. Hinch left Garrett Cole in his holster. And I was talking about the run. This run starting the Martinez went to Patrick Corbin in the pen. Went to Strasburg in the pen. Meanwhile, Hinch left his best pitcher warming up in the bullpen, but didn't use him.
That's crazy, man. If you hear that cheer, I'm getting ready to get on a plane to Reagan right now, and there's Nats fans everywhere. They're cheering.
I know. I was blown away
right
with
now.
the turnout last night. I'm blown away.
Yeah. I don't know what he did, man. When he took Greinke out, we're in the stands going, okay, now we got a chance. The Nats haven't hit guys that throw 88 miles an hour all year. And as soon as he got out of there, I'm like, okay. Tony went deep, Juan walked, and I'm like, boom, here we go. This is what they've done all year. 5 elimination games. They've been behind in all of them. This is how they do it. The Nats were down 2-0 last night. I'm like, perfect, right where you want them. And then he took Greinke out and didn't bring in Cole. You guys, I was in the stands. I didn't even know that Cole warmed up. I had no idea. So that's news to me right now. Like, I was just like a spectator watching. Can't believe he didn't fire that bullet. And whatever he did, thank you. Managing isn't easy.
I like the guy. I really liked him, but I think he botched that big time. Yeah.
Well, like our guy, he's better.
Yeah. No,
like
I
the
do,
Nats
of
guys,
course.
definitely.
Joined by
course.
FP Santangelo. Of course, you can listen to him break down every game on Masson. Talk about Ryan Zimmerman. How good you feel for a guy that started with his organization 15 years and he finally wins a World Series?
Yeah, man. How cool is that? Just seeing him, like, it's surreal. Like, shots of him doing interviews last night, just soaking it all in. Having the flag in his hand that said World Champions. Great for him and his family. He's a local guy, which makes it all better. Everybody talks about him being 15 years in the same organization. He's a local guy. Like, he's local boy makes good. That doesn't happen. You could do a movie about that, and people be like, that's lame. That doesn't happen. And that's Ryan Zimmerman. So one of my favorites of all time. Just a classy individual. Whatever he wants to do after baseball, broadcaster, manager, whatever, he's got it dialed. He's as good as it gets, and we root for him every day. And he's taken a lot of heat from Nats fans over the year about being injured and not doing this, not doing that. Seems like he's kind of the guy that people like to pick on, and I always like when he proves people wrong. And once again, I said this on the broadcast in September. I said, when he came back, I said, he has a good September, good October. Nobody's going to remember the year he had. Nobody's going to remember how much time he had. And so when there's a parade, he's a world champ, he's going to have a ring. No one's going to remember the regular season Ryan Zimmerman had. They're just going to remember the postseason. He was damn good.
And FP, another person that we should talk about is Steven Strasburg. Obviously wins the MVP, but his personality emerged this year. Talk about the transformation you've seen. You've covered him. You've been calling the games for years since his first pitch with the Washington Nationals. Totally different guy.
He's a badass. I mean, that's the only way you can describe it. And I don't think I would ever use those words 2 or 3 years ago. Steven Strasburg is a badass. Mm-hmm. And you guys saw it. We all saw it. Like if there was an error or a bad call or a bloop single, it would lead to 2 or 3 or 4 runs, and he'd kind of melt down.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he learned how to be in the moment. I was watching last night. He didn't step off, slow the game down, clean his cleats, get on the mound, take a deep breath, and go to work. And they told him he was tipping his pitches, and to make that adjustment in a World Series game,
unbelievable.
In front of, unbelievable that he could do that, have the wherewithal to do that. Most guys are like, oh, wait, I'm tipping my pitches, and
melt down.
You're talking about a guy that if there was an error behind him to the 8th hitter, the 9th hitter would get a hit, and there'd be 3 more runs. The fact that they told him he was tipping his pitches in Game 6 of the World Series, and he shoved, that's what legends are made of. You talk about World Series pitchers of the past. That's what they. Hey, 3 or 4 years ago, you told me Steven Strasburg starting Game 7 for the Nats. I'd be like, oh, okay, I hope he has one of his good days, because if it's not perfect, who knows? Now he's a badass.
Yeah.
He's put all that to rest.
Yeah.
Steven Strasburg is an absolute badass.
No doubt about it. Well, so are you, FP. We really appreciate it, bro. We're up against the break. We could talk to you all show. Have a safe trip back. Keep drinking.
We'll see you at the parade.
2 words, world champions.
World champions.
There it is.
Thank you, brother. Really appreciate it, FP.
See you guys. Bye.
Okay, buddy.
It just feels weird to celebrate another world title just coming off the heels of the Caps run.